So I'm going to say something that might sound a little strange for a working artist to admit. I make ugly art. A lot of it, more than you might think. And today I thought I'd chat with you while I work on a sketchbook page that, let's be honest, might not turn out particularly great. And that's kind of the point. I think we all go through this phase, especially when we're sharing our work online, where we start to feel this quiet pressure for everything we make to be good, like presentable, Instagram worthy, something we'd be okay with putting in a portfolio. And honestly, after doing that for so many years, around 4 years, where I've made every single piece with the intention of it being put into a portfolio, I am now exhausted. It makes me second guess everything that I'm doing, the color palette, the idea, the execution of it all. It kind of steals the fun. In the beginning of this month, I was so burnt out. In fact, I still am burnt out. I decided that I was going to get into a sketchbook habit. And initially, I used to rip out pages from my sketchbook if they didn't look good, which is wild because it's a sketchbook. It's supposed to be messy. But somewhere along the way, when I started, I thought even this space had to be curated. I'm trying my best to treat my sketchbook differently. I keep reiterating that this is the place for ugly art. This is where weird ideas are supposed to live. This is where things are allowed to go sideways. And in case things do go sideways, it does not mean I've failed. It just means I'm letting myself play, which honestly is where all my best ideas start anyway. Sometimes I make these pages with no plan at all. Some of them have turned out accidentally cool, and obviously some have been absolute disasters. But if there's something I've realized, it's that all of them matter. I've come to think of ugly art as part of the process and not a detour from it. Ugly art teaches me what works and what doesn't work. It reminds me that not every piece has to be a masterpiece. It sort of takes the pressure off because when you expect something to turn out kind of weird, you're more likely to try something new. Like right now, I'm not really sure where this page is going. And trust me, it is taking me so much of an effort to just take this video while I have no plan about what I'm going to do. I'm just layering things and hoping something interesting happens. I think we get so focused on the end result that we forget the whole point of making art is the actual making, the experimenting, the uncertainty. It might not always be comfortable, but I know that this is the part where growth happens. And some days your sketchbook becomes a place where you're just figuring things out, not producing perfect art, just playing, which honestly might be the healthiest kind of art to make. Today's page might not be anything special. So far, I think I like it, but I might look at it tomorrow and think, oh, what is that? Or maybe I'll build on it later and it'll become something cool. But either way, I think this was worth making because every piece, even the ugly ones, moves us forward. They loosen up our hands, they stretch our ideas, and they remind us that we don't have to be perfect to be creative. Alright, on a side note, I did play around a bit with this one. I added the lines. I used a Tombow Furunosuke pen to just darken up the lines a bit because somehow I feel they were getting a bit lost. I also didn't exactly film much of this part, I forgot about it, but as an afterthought, I felt that my background was a bit too light, so I added a darker shade. Let me know in the comments if you've ever made something ugly on purpose or accidentally. And if you're in a perfectionist spiral, Maybe this is your sign to make something that's just joyfully bad. All right, see you next week.